Today you guys will be taking notes on introductions. Remember to take thorough notes because you will not receive a handout with this information. You may pause and rewind if you need to. Please listen to the audio as you watch the slides. So again, we'll be taking notes on introductory paragraphs. The purpose of an introduction is to introduce the topic or purpose of the writing assignment in an interesting, catchy way. Introductions should include several things. The first thing is to introduce the text you will be referring to. That text could be a book, a story, or even an article. Whatever it is, you need to let the reader know what the text you are talking about. Provide the author and the title in the first line or two. An example, S.E. Hinton's The Outsiders is a suspenseful novel about two inner-city gangs in Oklahoma. The second thing that all introductions should include is to provide a brief 1 to 3 sentence synopsis of what the text is about. Even though I have read the book and most of the books you will be writing about this year, as you get older in high school and college, you will be expected to write for wider audiences. Therefore, you should assume that the reader has not read the text, so it's important to provide some background information. Example, the Greasers and the Socs are constantly battling each other because of the social class they belong to. The story delves into the importance of friendship and identity through the experiences of these teenage boys in their struggle to understand their place in the world. Again, just a 1 to 3 short, brief synopsis of what the text is about. The third thing that all introductions should include is to explain in 1 to 2 sentences the point of the writing assignment. You want to make sure the reader knows exactly what your paper will be about. Do not leave it up in the air and do not leave it until the conclusion. You can simply list the topics that you will be discussing in your paper, and then your body paragraphs will explain and elaborate with detail. Example 1. As with most popular books, a movie rendition typically follows. The Outsiders is no different. Though the film stayed true to the basic plot line, there were some noticeable differences in character appearances and with deleted scenes. So from this first example, as a reader, I can tell that the body paragraphs will elaborate on the differences in the movie and the book with character appearances and deleted scenes. Again, you simply list the topics, and then in the body paragraphs you explain in detail. Example 2, a different example. Their experiences teach them about stereotyping and about making judgments before getting to know someone, which is one important theme in the story. Make sure you specifically state the points you will discuss in the paper. Again, see the underlines in example 1 and in example 2. As a reader, again, I know that in the body paragraphs I will read more about character appearances and deleted scenes, and also about stereotyping as a theme in example 2. The complete example. The writing assignment was to compare the book and the movie. S.E. Hinton's The Outsiders is a suspenseful novel about two inner-city gangs in Oklahoma. The Greasers and the Socs are constantly battling each other because of the social class they belong to. This story delves into the importance of friendship and identity through the experiences of these teenage boys in their struggle to understand their place in the world. As with most popular books, a movie rendition typically follows. The Outsiders is no different. Though the film stays true to the basic plot line, there are some noticeable differences in characters, appearances, and with deleted scenes. There are some things to always avoid doing when writing an introduction. Here are a few examples. In this essay, I will compare. I am about to tell you how. There are some differences that this essay will explain. And of course, always avoid using you. In an academic writing assignment, you should never use the word you. There are different ways to say that. You could say people or some or one, but never use you. Any other points that are similar to these, you should avoid as well. They are redundant and unnecessary. I know it is your essay. I know your introductory paragraph will tell me what you will talk about, so you do not need to explicitly say, in this essay, I will discuss, or I will compare, or I will tell you about. Again, they are unnecessary and redundant, so please always avoid them. Just a little recap. Always introduce the title and the author of the text you are talking about. Provide a 1 to 3 synopsis of what the text is about, and clearly state the purpose of the writing. Try to think of an introductory paragraph as formulaic. There are certain things you should always include. Again, the title, the author, the synopsis, and the purpose of the writing assignment. So you should always include this information, but how you present the information through your word choice, your vocabulary, and your voice can make it interesting. Hopefully, knowing what to include in an introduction will make them easier to write. If you have any questions, please write them down now so that you can ask me.